Elden Ring has 32 different weapon types, so naturally, I asked myself, which is the worst? The first thing that came to mind was whips, but when I did that run, people kept saying one thing: flails. Now, the question is, what's actually worse, flails or whips? In this challenge run, we're gonna find out. Well, hopefully. I started Samurai and picked the Lens Between rune for some extra levels, cause we're gonna need them pretty soon, but you will see in a sec. We head out to pick our loyal steed up. Conveniently, our first weapon is right here in one of the carriages, the regular Flail. It has a stat requirement of 10 strength and 18 dex, which we are barely able to reach with the level bonus from the Lens Between rune. From here on, we start to do some prep. I get both halves of the Dectus Medallion, Radagon's Source Seal, pick up the Physics Flask, as well as the Charged Talisman and Tear, before going on a little killing spree. We start off by committing the cardinal sin, killing Alexander for the Warrior Jar Shard. Now, that our hands are tainted in blood anyway, I knock off Kenneth for a seed, grab Golden Vow off this knight's corpse, and make my way towards the first minor smithing stone battle bearing, and tried to take a little shortcut. Yeah, the game didn't really like that. But whatever. Taking on the Crystallian for a spell bearing, which he gave to me without much resistance. We went into the sealed tunnel for the bell bearing too, and afterwards I withdraw some runes from Grey Roll's Dragon Bank to upgrade my weapon. From here on, I take out a tree for the Bubble Tier and the Weeping Peninsula Knight Rider for the Knight Rider Flail. This is gonna be our main weapon for the early part of this run. It does a little more damage than the regular Flail and gets an A scaling on plus 25. Oh, did I mention that almost all Flails get bleed? Which is pretty great. Okay, now finally we take on the first story boss of the game, Margaret. This is the point of the run that usually gives us a little preview on how the rest of it is going to look like. And it looks pretty great actually. Okay, our weapon is kinda overleveled for this point of the game, but still, that's some respectable damage. Also, in an earlier attempt of this fight, the first flaw of this weapon class was revealed to me: charged attacks. I tried to use them, and let's just say, it's pretty impossible to get one off. I swear, this charge feels like the windup is longer than the one of colossal weapons. So, the charge stuff we collected earlier is sadly useless for this run. Quick reminder that the strongest boss in this game is still Gravity. Now that we have an open talisman slot, I make a quick detour to Altus to get the Ritual Sword Talisman, after defeating Gillica. Godric's next, and is usually a pushover, so let's see how it goes. Here, yet another flaw gets revealed to us. For whatever reason, the range on some attacks, especially the weapon art, is really terrible. On the other side, I guess it's kinda balanced, I suppose. How does that hit me? Godric himself doesn't put up that much of a fight, and I even went to finish him with one of our despised charged heavies, just to see if it may be good on slow bosses. Spoiler, no it's not. Thank you. That is golden. First grade rune down. On my way to Renala, I sadly have to take out this good boy, but there's no help to it. Like always, this is a great but short fight. And I'm still terrible at it. In the end, I may have been a little closer to dying than I would have liked. Bye bye. Good doggy. Like always, Mungram falls down the elevator. No, wait, stop. That's not how it's supposed to go. No! Oh, fuck. Well, that's kinda embarrassing. We get our revenge though, and take on Renala next. And well, first phase is like expected, no trouble. Okay, I should go down here. But phase 2? Well, phase 2 makes me actually just question if we should just skip this boss the next time. Because, what should I say? Is it even fun to see me doing Renala over and over, consistently hitting her, so she can't move anymore and just falls over? Did I still tie to her once, because I underestimated her and I didn't think she would bring a little AK-47 with homing bullets to the fight? Maybe. We're not gonna talk about that. On the second try, she was no trouble at all, and goes down pretty fast. Nice. Anticlimactic, but second grade rundown. Now, we have one of two ways to choose from. Either we take on Radahn, or the Dragonic Tree Sentinel. I decided on later, to mix stuff up a little from the regular, and let me tell you, I struggled big time with this boss for a while, even though it doesn't look like it in the video. I died like a dozen times with shit! That was so scary. For figuring out a strat that lets him look like a golden tree in a penguin cage. And he dies pretty fast. Odd comparison that came there to mind, but trust me, it's gonna make sense in a second. Kill him! Nice! Whew. Speaking about golden stuff, right after picking up the ritual shield talisman, gold free is next on the list. Huh? See what I did there? And yes, I just need a transition, so let's just never talk about it again, okay? Good. Anyway, this is one of my favorite fights in the whole game. Which is weird, considering this fight is not really anything special. It just has a really nice and convenient flow in it, from dodging and punishing. And the combo really never ends, but you can also kinda constantly punish, which in my opinion makes this fun so much fun. And bye-bye. Nice! Gold free down. Love to see it. I struggled a bit with Morgoth, so I decided to go for Radahn first. Which was a really fun fight, honestly. There's not much to say here. It was just a kinda challenging and really exciting boss to fight. By the way, if you made it this far into the video, you may want to consider liking or even subscribing to the channel. It's free and it really would help me out. Thanks. Let's continue with the video now. Come on. Radahn. Okay. This is going way better than earlier. Come on. Radahn. Oh no. That should be it, hopefully. Nice. Okay. Now that we are through the early game bosses, I feel like it's time for a new flail. So Sage Cave it is. On the way to the boss, I pick up Raptor's black feathers for a little damage boost. Garrus. This battle is horrifying. It consists out of this guy, called Garrus, and his death snails. And if that wouldn't be enough, he keeps spamming the Death Ranker weapon art. I wouldn't say it's a particular hard fight, but it's just annoying. I also definitely did not die, cause I got greedy when he was one shot. Okay? That's just your imagination, believe me. With that, our new weapon is acquired. Before this run, I've never gotten the Magic Scorpion charm. This time though, I thought it would be kinda helpful, so I struggled to do Selvia's questline for like 30 minutes to finally get it. Now I remember why I usually don't do that. I also got the Godfrey icon for literally no reason at all, because I thought the familiar rancor can be charged, which it can't be. But whatever. We try out our new toy on Morgoth. The moveset of this thing is pretty much the same as all the other ones, with the little difference that it does no bleed, and it has abysmal scaling, but therefore magic damage, and a unique weapon art, Familiar Rancors, a version of the Death Rancor spell. Thinking back at the Deathbird run, I don't have high hopes for this to do much damage. Well, turns out I'm wrong, and the damage is actually kinda insane. I don't want to complain, but how does this weapon art on a +6 weapon do more damage than the ancient Death Rancor spell version of it, with a +25 casting tool paired with a 40 int and 40 faith setup? This is just stupid. At first, it was a joke that I actually didn't have one regular Morgoth fight on this channel, but it's slowly getting a theme, and I don't like it. But actually, I kinda do like it. I always either lose the footage or he's a total pushover. And once again, he's a total pushover. Kinda sad, considering I love the summoned weapon theme of this fight so much. But we can't change that. Morgoth down. Bye bye. Nice. Was that kinda cheesy and unfair? Yes. With him down, and not being able to surpass a literal tree, we make our journey to the mountaintop of the giants. But before that happens, I pet this good boy. Talking about a good boy. On the way to the big boy, I got both smithing stone bell rings, and got torn apart by rivers of blood sweat. I decided to use the Night Rider Flail for the fire giant fight, because the bleed comes in handy. The fight went pretty well, like always. Just get a few hits in and dodge. Oh, did I mention that the flail did only rarely hit his weak points at all? So I had to put in a little extra work. It wasn't too bad though. I sped the fight up a lot, because the whole thing took about 10 minutes. Oh yeah, this is maybe a good point to mention that I think 1 or 2 days after I finished this run, Elden Ring's patch 1.9 got released. And it made flails kinda broken, which is unfortunate timing, I suppose. We just kept punching until he went down eventually. Or that's what I would have loved to say. But my last bleed just didn't want to proc. He rolled away and killed me with the fireball attack. Anyway, one attempt later, and we get our revenge. Just die. Thank you. Whew. That took way too many attempts. I should have just got him first try. Or at least last run. We play with some fire, which happens to teleport us to Worm's Fortress, once again. My chat asked me to get some new drip, so I did. And with this new style acquired, I took on the Gods Can Do. I did not mean to. The fight was very simple. Get a weapon out of and run away, using the pillars for cover occasionally. Okay. Come on, die! Thank you! I was scared I wanna lose this. I may or may not fell down a ledge, trying to do some parkour to avoid the birds. And still got assaulted by the bird. This is the point of the run I hate most, those birds. Gosh, how I hate them. So much. I also figured out that you can actually do riposts with flails. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, I thought that flails, like whips, can't ripost. Which sounds ridiculous now that I say it. But yeah, now I feel kinda ashamed. So, I think it's time to get a new toy. So gargoyles it is. I didn't expect much of this fight, but then I got reminded. Oh yeah, I do magic damage. Oh, what the fuck? Yeah, this is a free attack opportunity. And now you should do the jump. There's also a free attack opportunity. And there's poison, which is also a free attack opportunity. So, I basically just burst through them. Really think to get my revenge after the last run. Oh, how they're destructive this. Please die, thank you. Yeah, gargoyles aren't bad at all. I had such a big issue with the gargoyles in the Ash of War run. Oh no, I'm dead. Almost. Safe to say, if you have ever trouble with this fight, give this weapon a try. Trust me. This should be it, right? He's just sitting there? Okay, bye-bye. Wow, I should have just used this in the Ash of War run. Now that we got that out of the way, we passed through Florida as fast as possible, just to somehow figure out we landed in Ohio. But after a short ride, I finally make it to my goal. Before someone gets mad again, this is a joke, okay? Also, big shout out to my viewers from Florida and Ohio. Leave a comment if you're from there. Astel. Teleporting sniper rifle of the void. A great looking fight, which I love the theme of. And looks so cool. Sadly though, somehow this fight is always disappointing. I don't know why. Don't ask me. Oh, it's a weird gravity attack. I actually just got shoved. So I've grabbed. Raise the iframes. It's just how it is. Dodge the sniper rifle and get close. Dodge the fangs, teeth. What are these called? Give me a second. Google says jaws? Which sure, I guess? Fuck, how does he grab me? Huh, interesting. Learned something new today. I do surprisingly much damage. I thought this thing would be more magic resistant. Due to, you know, it basically being magic and using it the whole time. Well, long story short, we squished the bug. Nice, a Zelda. That was a little anticlimactic. Avoiding us, Estelle's Remembrance, which we get our next Flail from. I also felt the need to test out my damage, and conveniently, I still haven't gotten the magic tier. So, 2 in 1. And what the hell? We chunked down the tree. Malekith is up next. The strategy is simple. We start the fight off with a weapon art. On the bigger punishing windows, I get off a familiar Rancor or Nebula, and on the shorter ones, we just punch. So good so far. I tried some wanky strats too, with the stealth flail, like hitting Malekith through the wall with the weapon art, which wasn't really worth it though. Talking about our new weapon. Once again, no bleed, but therefore magic damage. The only thing that really differentiates this from the family heads is the weapon art. And with this, we're quite the last flail of the run. Well, technically there's one more, the chainlink flail, which is a rare drop from the pumpkin heads that wield it. But basically the only difference to it and the regular flail is that it scales with strength instead of dex. So it's not really useful for us. And also not really something you need to see. Okay, I'm getting off topic again. I can hit it through the wall? Oh no! Run! Bye-bye, hopefully. Nice! Whew, this is the one. This was the one. Lovely. That took so much longer. That took so much fucking longer than it should have. Look at the lie. Malekith dead, and death brought about the lands between. Only a boss rush left before ending the game and tackling Millenial. Actually, afterwards we have one more thing to do. Gideon is no trouble at all. We kinda stunlock him with Nebula. Up. Okay, lovely. Godfrey's first phase is one of my favorite fights in the whole game, and the second phase is weak to magic, so I don't think I have to say much more about that. Ah, I was sad that hit me. Okay, I got out of here. That's what I want to see. Ouch. This should be transfer, yeah. That was a pretty good one, yeah. Okay. Ooh! Nice. I have no idea how he died, but apparently the Nebula can hit multiple times. Okay, and here it gets weird, because for whatever reason I struggle a lot, and I mean a lot, with Rudder Beast. I have no idea why, but this fight I have never had big problems with before, and it just destroyed me this time. I just couldn't get through Radagon for the first 30 minutes, and when I finally did, Elden Beast demolished me hard. But there was not a problem with my damage, nor was it the game. It was a mental thing, so I knew I just had to get good. And oh boy, good I got. Well, at least on Radagon. I was greedy, okay? I could have done it flawlessly. I thought maybe. So, I think at this point, it's a good moment to talk about what is worse, whips or flails. Well, in my opinion, people say flails are terrible, but I had a lot of better fights and a lot more enjoyment with them compared to the whips. Could have just been me, could have just been that I've done a lot of runs since we did the whip run, and I got a lot better at the game. Well, no matter what it is, they're both some really unique weapons, and you should really give them a try. I can just recommend it, to get out of your comfort zone, and try some of the more strange weapons this game offers. Luckily, though, I figured out that part of Elden Beast too after a while. So after about an hour and a half of attempts, I took them down and beat Elden Ring with only flails. Okay, that's it. Bye bye! Elden Ring beaten! Flails only! Let's fucking go! But this is not the end. There are still 2 extremely tough bosses hindering me from the satisfaction of finally ending this run. The first one was Millenial, so I took a Nile on my first try. I just beat him. Nothing else to show here. Got the medallion, and got forced to play Assassin's Creed. After that, I went to Tree, where Loretta didn't pose much of a challenge. Even though I may or may not have died twice. But whatever, I won't deliberate further. Here, it gets weird again. Millenial. Widely considered Elden Ring's hardest boss. For me personally, a oftentimes very fun, but extremely unforgiving fight. Dang, on the last run I spent 10 hours alone on her. And this time she was, well, kinda easy. Okay, listen. I didn't first try her or anything, but I only spent 45 minutes worth of attempts on this fight, which was quite surprising. Maybe it's because I got lucky, or maybe I just got good? I mean, I fought her a lot in the past, but no, that can't be, or can it? Well, I guess we figure out sooner or later, in the upcoming runs. Our strat was hitting her with dual-wielded flail jump attacks, which gave us an occasional bleed here and there, but nothing too special. We got a lot better at dodging waterfalls, and can do it semi-consistently now, even getting some perfect ones here and there. Other than that, it's literally just dodge an attack, jump, and get a counter hit, until she eventually goes down. Let's go! Oh! Nice, I guess. But wait. I said earlier there are 2 extremely hard fights left, and Millenial was only one of them. So, who is the other one? And don't you dare think I would waste my time at such pathetic mortal beings like Moga or Rykard. No. I head out to my journey to stand upon the truly hardest boss of Elden Ring. Rick, immortal soldier of God.